and thanks to the ranking member, um, Ranking Member Wolarski, distinguished members of this committee. I'm sorry that we're here today. I think it's fitting to start there because it is the refusal to apologize, the refusal to show basic human decency, and the refusal to uphold the reputation of this House that brings us together this afternoon. We're also here today because Republican leadership rewarded that behavior with seats on 2 House committees. House Resolution 72 seeks to remove Representative Greene of Georgia from her positions on the Committee on the Budget and the Committee on Education and Labor. I thank Representative Washington Schultz for her leadership on this important resolution. The resolution was referred to the Committee on Ethics, but I am appearing before you today not only as a chair of that committee, but also as the representative of Parkland, Florida. Prior to her election, Representative Greene engaged in a long pattern of threatening and dangerous conduct against the survivors of the shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School almost 3 years ago to the day, February 14th, 2018. She called mass shootings in Parkland, in Las Vegas, and in Newtown staged false flag events. She called survivors crisis actors. It is important for this committee to remember why Ms. Greene's conduct is so harmful and so very, very dangerous. Ms. Greene peddles conspiracy theories that radicalize people online. These theories aren't just diluted, they also advocate violence. They promote harassment, they dehumanize and devalue large swaths of our population based on race and on faith. Last year, FBI Director Wray testified that conspiracy theories like the ones Ms. Greene promotes are among the most serious threats to American security. Ms. Greene is now a member of Congress, one who has publicly spouted racist, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic garbage, has harassed survivors of mass shootings, denied their very occurrence. Now, I have cried with the families of Parkland, and I've grieved with them. And in my wallet, I still, to this day, carry a sheet of paper with the names of their loved ones so that they're never forgotten in Congress. So, and Mr. Chairman, as we have this conversation, you're right, you've met families. We've all met the families. I just want to be clear, I'm here today in part because Alyssa Alhadeff and Scott Beagle and Martin Duque and Nick Dorette and Aaron Feiss and Jamie Guttenberg and Chris Hickson and Luke Hoyer and Carl Lofgren and Gina Montalto and Joaquin Oliver and Elena Petty and Meadow Pollack and Helena Ramsey and Alex Schachter and Carmen Chentrup and Peter Wang cannot be. The families are still grieving, as are the communities of Sandy Hook and Las Vegas, and too many more to name. There are not words in the English language to properly describe how the remarks of Ms. Greene makes these communities feel. They are still suffering. They will suffer forever, and this makes it so much worse. Ms. Greene does not accept the responsibility for her actions, spreading these dangerous lies. If anything, she seems to be emboldened and has promised that she'll never apologize. She's not apologized for amplifying a call for that summary execution of the Speaker of the House. When promoting a rally in Washington, D.C., she called for a takeover of the Capitol with violence if necessary. She said that Congress is nothing and they should fear us. They should be cowering in fear. She told her followers to flood the Capitol, flood all of the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. Now look at where we are 1 month removed from a deadly insurrection. What have Republican leaders said in response to these comments as Ms. Greene joined their ranks? Not enough. Finally, this week, the Senate leader, Leader McConnell, decried Ms. Greene's what he referred to as loony lies and conspiracy theories. And he described her as a cancer for the Republican Party and the country. But in the House, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Ranking Member, Ms. Greene was rewarded with seats on both the Education and Labor Committee and the Budget Committee. The Republican leadership isn't holding her accountable for her abhorrent statements and incitement. They're sending a signal that they will tolerate this conduct. That's why we're here today, because Minority Leader McCarthy refuses to do the right thing and remove Ms. Greene from these committee assignments that give her a platform. House Resolution 72 is an unfortunate, but utterly necessary measure. One of our most basic individual obligations is to uphold the public's trust in democratic institutions, including this very body where we work. It would be impossible to maintain civic confidence in the integrity of the House if we were to normalize Ms. Greene's behavior. We must affirm that this type of behavior is not now, will not be tomorrow, and will never be tolerated in the United States Congress. That is why I support House Resolution 72. Now yield back.